Friday Night Football, Friday night at 11, only on Local 3.
Always good to see Jay Kennamer here with the McMahan Law Firm. Good to see you back this morning.
Good morning.
So, you know, you kind of keep us safe. You always give us some advice, legal advice, as well as life advice. This one kind of strikes close to home, though, this morning, because motorcyclists love to be out on the roadways, but you're seeing a lot of accidents, and I think a lot of us as drivers kind of get tense sometimes when you'll see these guys kind of weaving in and out of cars, and you think, please don't have an accident.
Yeah, there is the thought that you see a crotch rocket coming by that you automatically think that they're going 80 miles an hour and doing the Fast and Furious thing.
Right.
But
they aren't always.
They aren't always. There are a lot of good motorcycle riders out there, and you can be the best motorcycle rider in the world and still get taken out on the highway.
And you're seeing that
every day. I mean, I've got a call right now of someone lost both legs to a motorcycle incident where they were close to a semi, and a semi has an underdraft to it, and it's enough to suck a person into it, especially on a motorcycle. You can imagine having one of those pass you by when you're in a car,
right?
And you feel the vacuum. Imagine being on a motorcycle and being too close to the undercarriage of the back trailer.
Well, now that wouldn't be the semi's fault, would it?
Well, some of them do. You see that most semis now have the plastic railing that goes all the way to the road surface.
Okay.
From the front hook up to the back tires, and that's to prevent that underdraft.
Because they're aware of it. They're aware of the danger.
They are aware of it, and so there have been cases where people have been sucked in underneath them, and tragic, always catastrophic results, just like this one.
Right.
I've got another. Actually, in my house, in my lower garage, I'm storing a motorcycle that resulted or was involved in a death claim. And tragically, a couple weeks ago, contacted by a wonderful family nearby that lost their dad and father, and it's the amount of traffic on the roadway right now. It's understandable that people want to get out on motorcycles, but please, people, make sure you have a lot of uninsured motors coverage.
Are you talking to us as drivers or the motorcyclists?
The motorcyclists.
Because I will tell you, yesterday I was driving home, and just out of nowhere, because you're right, you see the good ones on the roads all the time, but in this case, traffic was bad right there at 75-24. Everybody's slowing down, and they didn't have to because they're on a motorcycle. And it was the scariest part for me was how they came out of nowhere, so that the sound of it jarred you, and you could so easily as a driver swerve a little bit and cut them off or something. It's very frightening.
Most of the time, you can see bilateral hip dislocations. I mean, if it's not death, there are so many catastrophic results from a motorcycle collision that $25,000 in coverage is not going to put that family back together.
How often should you review your insurance liability? Every year?
Oh, it's
at least
amazing.
Once a year?
Make sure, number one, if you have a recreational vehicle, you don't take it out unless you're properly insured. And if you have any question about it, you can call us. We'll tell you in a second what you need to have at a minimum. And especially out in the outlying areas, you go out in Sequatchie County, up in around
Dayton,
Ocoee, and it's all tight 2-lane roads, and you're taking your life and your family's livelihoods, and they're in your own hands and risking it.
Okay, you said to me too that one of the things, if we had time, you wanted to focus on this morning was medical malpractice. So
yeah, we are very particular. We take only really claims that another doctor calls us up and said, hey, this is a problem and you need to take this. But I have been reviewing or taking calls, probably 3, sometimes 6 calls a day. We don't just turn them away and tell them you don't have a claim. We want to make sure that we talk through it with them and tell them why they don't have a claim. That way they're not going out and being frustrated or ending up with someone that doesn't know what they're doing and files a claim when there shouldn't be a claim. there has to be a deviation in the standard of care that another doctor says occurred, has to be causation, and has to be damages. All three things have to be there for a claim, and just about every time I'm hearing, we've got this damage, but most of the time it's either a risk of the procedure or a risk of what they were doing or something that they were prone to have anyway because of conditions. But they forget about, you got to have a deviation in the applicable standard of care.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it falls below, it's negligence.
So, okay.
It's a fancy name for negligence, okay?
So that
in your
if the
profession.
projected outcome should
Yeah.
be X,
Yeah.
and you don't get X, that's the deviation?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And we have a wonderful medical community in this area.
Yes, we do.
I have a lot of doctor friends, and they understand that, if I take these calls, I don't just send them away. I really see it as a service to the community to explain to these people why they may not have a claim, so they're not out there wandering and fishing around.
So these were just two of the many examples of the type of work that Jay and Brent and the rest of the team are doing there at McMahan Law Group. If you're driving today, whether it's in a car or on a motorcycle, please be careful, be mindful of the roadways, and check your insurance policy to make sure you're adequately covered. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank
You'll
you.
find them at the McMahan Law Firm on Cherokee Boulevard, 265-1100, online, McMahanLawFirm.com.
Return to Jeffrey Epstein's private island of sin. He was Epstein's boat captain.
It dawned on me, if those aren't his kids, maybe those were victims.
Next in Sun Edition.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Local 3.